Former President Jacob Zuma's corruption trial is expected back in court today. Zuma, along with French arms company Thales, is accused of corruption, fraud and racketeering. The pre-trial hearing has been scheduled to address preliminary matters before the 6-week trial itself commences in April next year. This high-profile case, which has already attracted significant public and media attention, will revisit allegations that Zuma received bribes in exchange for awarding lucrative arms contracts. Watching developments is our reporter, Jade Paulse, who joins us now live from just outside court. And Jade, it's actually astonishing. I mean, Zuma was first charged almost 2 decades ago, and we're yet to get to a point where the merits of this case are argued in court.
Well, a very good morning to Ayanda. Yes, and I think that we are nearing the end of that. If all these leave to appeals can be put to bed, we are expecting yet another leave to appeal by the former President Jacob Zuma's legal team. And this leave to appeal is looking at Judge Nkosinathi Qeliza's decision not to have Billy Downer removed from this particular case. You would remember that Judge Piet Koen was recused from the matter last year. So today we are expecting a pre-trial conference date. However, we are also expecting another leave to appeal and basically asking this court, asking Judge Nkosinathi Qeliza to give reasons as to why he dismissed that particular application. To break this all down for us, I am joined by our legal eagle, and he's going to be breaking this for us. Andrew Kwaleka, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very long wait to get to here. I was just saying we're nearing the end, but with all these leave to appeals from the former President Jacob Zuma's camp, will we ever see this trial really getting underway?
Indeed, Jade, there has been more than 4 applications for leave to appeal by the former president, and most of those applications previously has been set aside by various courts, as I have mentioned earlier. Now, this is actually another application for leave to appeal on a pre-trial hearing, because you'd remember that the matter was set down for today for a pre-trial hearing. We are expecting that a pre-trial will proceed, but by procedure, the court will actually have to entertain the application for leave to appeal and actually give reasons whether or not it entertains the application, whether and if the court deems it fit, the application will go through.
And the likelihood of that actually taking place today while we are expecting to start?
Jade, it's very difficult to actually pronounce as to what will be the court's attitude under the circumstances. You'd remember that in Justice Ponen's judgment that was delivered in October last year, the judge emphatically pronounced that this is certainly an abuse of process. There's various applications that has been brought forward when the matter should actually proceed, and there is a trial date that has been set forth, being the 14th of April 2025, and so we are looking that the matter should proceed. Now, the gist or the nature of this application will be for President Zuma's lawyers to show cause whether or not Judge Qeli actually erred in law or misdirected himself in terms of facts, and that presumably another court will actually arrive at a different conclusion. But it's difficult to actually understand where they come from, and if indeed another court will come to a different conclusion under the circumstances when various courts have actually turned down all these applications. We are of the view that according to today's proceedings, the matter will likely proceed on a pre-trial. If not today, it will be set down for another date.
Now, we know that the state has said this is kind of a delay tactic, Stalingrad tactic from the former President Jacob Zuma's lawyers to try and prolong this. But inevitably, we have to go to trial.
Indeed, Jade. There has been a number of allegations that these are certainly Stalingrad tactics by former President Zuma. You'd remember that before these applications, there was another application that was brought, I think it was in 2018 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken, for a permanent stay of prosecutions. That application in itself was actually turned down by the court. It was later set down for appeal, and that appeal was set aside. And after that, there's been other applications that were forthcoming by President Zuma. It really begs the question as to how long is it going to take?
Such as the private prosecution
Such as the private prosecution that was later turned down. Now this application for Advocate Billy Downer to actually recuse himself. we really live to see how long is this going to take and how far is it going to go. Certainly, we have been given a trial date, which is the 14th of April next year, 2025. A pre-trial hearing must sit, and it has to sit, because it will curtail such issues that are pertinent to the trial itself, as I've mentioned earlier. The issues such relating to witnesses that will be attending court, issues that will be of greater dispute in the trial itself, and we are awaiting to see what will unfold in the pre-trial. You'd remember in the first pre-trial that set in 2021, the state was ready then to actually proceed with this matter, but for these applications.
And constitutionally, I mean, the accused can apply for leave to appeal, but the question now begs, will Judge Nkosinathi Celiza actually entertain this?
Well, Mr. Zuma, President Zuma, is actually well within his rights to file for leave to application for leave to appeal. It is up to the court to decide. Now, circumstances that must be taken by the court into account are the duration of this matter, how long it has gone, how it has dragged, the number of applications that has been brought forward, unsuccessful applications, if I may put it that way. Now, those issues are issues that will have to be considered by this court in actually arriving to its decision for today's application.
Well, we look forward to watching Dalimpofu bring through that application, and like Andrew Kwaleka says there, our legal expert, it all unfolding, Ayanda. It's going to be very interesting today to see what actually transpires in the corruption trial of former President Jacob Zuma.